So, this is the first time I've sat down to film in a couple of days, and it's going to be entirely different from any of my other videos because this is me talking about how I don't want to read. Hi, my name is Mentally, and that is not a pen name. Truth, if you didn't know, Truth, he's my cat. He has been sleeping on my bed for like the last 3 hours, and then suddenly I set up the tripod so that I could film and talk, and he jumps up. So, but he's settling on the other side of this little nook of mine. I took an unintended break, and by that I mean this is the first time I've sat down and filmed in 2 weeks. Part of that is that 2 weeks ago was basically the last time I read something because I've been in a major reading slump. Part of that is that 2 weeks ago was one of the harder days of my life as it is. I'm not gonna get into it, but I mentioned in my Get to Know Me video that January my life exploded. May 11th is an anniversary for me that reminded me that my life exploded, and I thought I'd be fine. I had 2 videos filmed and that I was planning on posting, and obviously I didn't. So, but that slump really only lasted a week, and then this last week happened. And while I did get things done, mainly I painted part of my room. I haven't painted the other part, but I painted part of it. I was left wondering what I wanted to do with this channel, and I shouldn't have this kind of a mental break a month into having a YouTube channel. I fully understand that. But I was wondering to myself, what am I putting out that's new? What is mine? How am I showing myself? Because none of the videos that I've made while I've been on this channel have been great. Honestly, they're not videos that I would want to keep and show to other people in the future. So here am I, and I'm fighting with that, and I'm struggling with the fact that I haven't wanted to read for the last couple of weeks. And today I was watching YouTube videos, mainly a channel called Sideways that's all about music and analyzing the music of different things. And I'm listening to him talk and the videos, and I'm laughing, and I'm saying, this is why I want to make videos. How do I make my channel something that I'm proud of? So today I'm gonna sit down and talk about the fact that I haven't wanted to read for a little bit. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I went through the entire Harry Potter series, and I loved every minute of it. And then I read Cinder and Ella, and about halfway through Cinder and Ella I found out that there's a sequel to this book that's on Scribd, and I'm like, hey, I can just read the sequel. I've never read the sequel to this book. And then I ended this book and I realized that I didn't like it. And that's a big realization for me, because even if I don't like a book itself, I love reading, just reading. So I've never had there is one book that I have read that I regret reading and that I hated every minute of it. And I read it for school. It was Siddhartha. But I don't hate books. I never hate books. I can mildly dislike books. I can be disappointed by books. And maybe that's a better phrase for this book. I was disappointed by it. And this is a reread for me. I own this book. I am obsessed with retellings, especially Cinderella retellings. I have spent a good part of my media life finding every single Cinderella retelling that I could find and watching it or reading it. I am seriously a connoisseur. And I don't know. I don't think I like Ella in this. I don't think I like Cinder in this. I don't think I like how they get together. And I think that I knew that in a very deep part of my mind. I think that I knew that I didn't like this book as much as other Cinderella retellings that I've read and watched. So I read it because I was so excited about it, and it drained all of my energy. To the point where I started the sequel, which is called Happy Ever After, I believe. And I'm in chapter 4. That's where I stopped. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I care about these characters enough to continue following them. And then I just stopped reading. Like, there were 3 days there that I didn't know what to consume. And you know what? I've just been sitting in bed watching Facebook Watch videos. Kind of constantly, because I can't seem to force myself down into a longer story than 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And that's a horrible feeling for me. I don't know if any of you can relate to the fact that I love the art of reading almost more than I love reading. Does that make any sense? The feeling, the experience. I find reading in and of itself cathartic and joyous. I find such joy in reading. No matter what I'm reading, whether it's disappointing or entirely engrossing or new or old, I love to read. But I'm stuck right now, and I'm still stuck. I'm not really reading anything. I've gotten through 3 pages of a book in the last 3 days. But the other thing I want to talk about is the book that I'm currently reading. Basically, I sat around for 2 weeks, not reading anything. And I was like, I don't know what to read. I don't know what I want to read. I don't really want to read anything right now. So I looked at my TBR list, and I decided to continue a book that I'd already started. And that book is My Dark Vanessa. My Dark Vanessa has had quite its moment on BookTube. I think it's more of a story for my, fantasy self who has everything together and who isn't struggling through anything. Because, am I struggling to read this story? And I will tell you why. I am 27% of the way through this book. 27%. I am less of the way through than I thought I was. Dang it. I'm 27% through this book. And I can barely read it. It's too hard for me. My Dark Vanessa is basically telling the story about a girl who gets into a relationship with her teacher. I am still reading about their relationship beginning. And it's so well done. I could see why this book is so impactful and so great and so necessary. Because in her relationship with this teacher, I see my first relationship. And looking back, I can see so many of the same moments that she portrays. And I can already see the manipulation and the lies and how malleable young women are. And it hurts. So, I'm trying to read My Dark Vanessa. I keep thinking I should start a new audiobook. I have so many audiobooks that I've never listened to. And that just makes me feel bad. Also, it makes me feel like reading classics because I have Anne of Green Gables and Dracula and the entire Sherlock Holmes and Count of Monte Cristo, and it just makes me feel like reading classics or listening to classics as the case is because I have them available and it's great. But I'm not in the mood and I don't want to, and if I'm not reading My Dark Vanessa, the only other book that I kind of want to pick up is Beartown by Frederick Bachman, which is about a town that cares more about hockey than the fact a girl was raped. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not in the mood for books that don't mean anything. But I'm also too fragile to read books that mean things. So I'm in a weird space. I'm in a very weird space. That's basically all I wanted to talk about in this video. I am currently reading, or trying to read, My Dark Vanessa. The next video I plan on putting out will be my June TBR. So, if you care about what I'm going to try and read in June, stick around for that. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.